Hi guys, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and I am back again today. I'm noticing I have a little bit of a frog in my throat. Not sure why I woke up in the middle of the night. Just, it was there and in my chest, and I just, ugh. So I sat up for a little while, turned on the TV, and got through it and went back to sleep. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. My nose has been running like crazy and all that just really great stuff. Now is not the time when I need to get sick at all. So I am going to push myself through, and I am going to tell myself, you will not be sick. You will not be sick. So anyway, what we're going to do today is I picked up these little 2026 planners at the Dollar Tree. This is my favorite one because I feel like I could do more with it, and it's very pretty. And I decided that I was not going to cover up any of the words that were on the front of these planners, because I love what each one of them says in itself, and I can't bring myself to cover any of it up. The great thing about these little planners is they have big spaces to write your daily to-dos, number one. And number two, I mean, for such a small planner, it's got great room for writing. But also, it has a scripture on each week's section. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Matthew 5:8. So I love it because I know that when I'm looking through this, I can go through every week and read the scripture that it quotes, and kind of use that as my guide for the week. So I love them. I love them a lot. They're just little paperback planners, but the great thing is you can pop this in your purse, which is what I intend to do, and you've got it with you all the time. So whenever you need to take it out and write a note, you're in there. I need to pick my favorite pen that Jeff gave me and keep it with it at all times. I was planning on keeping this one for myself, but I don't know if that is what I'll do or not, or if I'll sell this one and keep one of the other ones. They're all beautiful, so I'm not worried. This one, you'll see, I didn't cover up any of the words, but I did add a couple of floral stickers, and those are ones that I just received in from Amazon, and they're just little stickers on a roll. And they also came with, you know what, hold on you guys, I'm going to grab the other ones so you can see. Hold on. Okay, so anyway, it came with 8 rolls of stickers, and they come in all different colors. We've got this beautiful blue, we got white, we have a peach color, we had some yellow, and this is a sort of mauve-y and purple and pink kind of combined. And then we have, this is kind of purple and pink combined too, just different flowers. So and then these obviously came from the pink roll. So I just love them. But the other thing that this came with, and they all came together in a package, is these. Oh, and there was also these. I have those still in the box. So we've got these as well. And they're stickers. So you just peel them off and then stick them to whatever it is you want to use. And I thought they would be great for my resin projects. But also, it came with these little packages. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was a little disappointed because when I've received these rolls of flowers, they've always been bigger and really nicer. So I was a bit disappointed. And what I was more disappointed in, because these were the ones I was most excited about, was these, because they are eensy weensy teeny tiny. However, I decided maybe that's not such a bad thing, because I find myself always looking for smaller flowers and I don't have them. Most of the flowers that I have with my decals and stuff are much, much bigger. And there's times like here, I have a heart that I'm working on. I just did the crackle on it. But look at how perfectly that sits at the bottom of that heart. It's gorgeous. So now I'm excited about these. And these will also work really great on these books. You know, if you find a spot that you want to put them in. You know, I could even cover some of this up with this. And look at how beautiful that flower is. Or here's a blank one. Let's see. Maybe if I was to put it like over in that corner, it would look so pretty. But see, the only problem is that the lettering on the fronts of these comes way over to the edge here. And I'm not thrilled about that. I would rather it came to this edge. But it's okay. I can live with that. But these flowers are so pretty. But see, I'd have to cover up that too to put that there. But then we have the other ones that are different shapes. Most of these are corner pieces, like this. But some of them have, let me show you. Let me pick a couple of them up. I'll put those back in there. Okay, so we have, of course, just our regular flower ones that are absolutely beautiful. There's one. I mean, that's gorgeous. And then we have some that have like bricks, like a brick wall. Here, let me put it on here. I think you guys can see it a little bit better if I place it on something. But you can see it's got the little bricks. So that would go good, you know, down in a corner like this, or in a corner up here. You know, depending on what you're putting them on. Obviously, that one doesn't work real well on this. And then there's some with stones, and these are some of my favorite ones. I love the little rock detail. Aren't those pretty? Let's see. Maybe if I put that here, you can see it a little bit better. But see the rocks in that? Isn't that gorgeous? So after I pulled them out, I thought, you know what? This is actually a good thing. And here's one. This one's got a street lamp that hangs from it. Super, super cute. So these were not expensive, you guys. Not expensive at all. And I will say the flowers are very pretty. And I can use these on any of my projects that I would use my other ones on. Look at these roses here. I mean, they are very pretty, very detailed. So I'm not as disappointed as I initially was, because I figured out that, hey, having smaller stickers is good. And having these corner stickers that are smaller flowers is awesome. Like, here's another one. What did I do with my heart? Not crazy about that one there, but let's see. Here's one of our stone ones. And that really, I don't know. You know, you could use them up in another space and then add to them, you guys. So that's the other thing. But like for these hearts, I think something like this is going to work much better. That one's a bit lighter. I like this one right here. This one goes good with the heart, because you can really see the flowers. And then these also came in all different colors. I've got, these are the pink / mauve here. Let me put these back in their little package, because I don't want to lose any of them. And I will put a link to these stickers in the description menu so that you guys can get them. They come apart relatively easy, and they're clear, you know, in the background, so that's always a great thing for me. I don't like anything that comes with a white backing to it. Then I'm really disappointed, because I generally use these on things that I need the original background on to make them look right. So I don't want a white background that's going to not fit in with the rest of what I'm trying to do. It just doesn't look good. So there's our pink. We have purple, and these are more like kind of your morning glory flowers. Super pretty. And they all have sort of the little brick ones and the little stone ones. These are blue, and there's some like morning glories and roses and different flowers in there. These are beautiful. I love, love, love the blue ones. And then we have, I don't know which package these fell out of. I think, I don't know. I don't think it fell out of this one, but it's got purple in it, so I'm just going to go ahead and... I have another package of these out somewhere, and I think this came out of that package, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it right in there just so I don't lose it. Okay, so we've got blue, we've got white, and I have yellow. The yellow ones I've already packaged up to go to a friend because I don't use a lot of yellow. And so I thought, you know, I'm not going to... These are daffodils and roses, and these are the reds. And the red ones are gorgeous. Look at those, you guys. Very, very vibrant and very detailed little stickers. So, and they come in this little box. So it had the stickers and all of the round spools. So I love them, and I think you guys would too. And I, honest to goodness, I can't remember. Let's see. Let me just screenshot this quote here real quick. Trying to see. Come on, quickly. Orders. Let's see. Okay, so these were for the entire package, $13.99, and these are going to last me a long time, you guys, but you can see where I might have been confused and thinking they might be a little bit bigger. They just didn't, to me, just didn't realize they were as small as they were, and that's my fault. That's really totally my fault because I didn't pay attention. I didn't read sizes and all that stuff, and that's what you have to do when you buy stuff like this, you guys. So, anyway, so I got those flowers, and I will maybe use some on a couple of these. And these are the two that I've already finished. This one I did a little while back, and then I've got this one. Look at how beautiful they are, you guys. What great gifts are these? If you don't want to purchase them in my store, go to the Dollar Tree while they still have them, you guys, because they run out of these little calendars and planners by usually mid-October to maybe a couple weeks into November, and then they have no more, it seems like. They don't buy anymore, and it's crazy that they don't have them through the end of the year and into the beginning of the year. Because people at the, you know, in January are still looking for these little planners and things. And I want to get a bunch of them and have them in my stock. I want to make a whole bunch of them and put them in my store so that people can purchase them and they won't be real expensive. And, you know, I just thought they would be fun. I'm going to use some of my accessories. I took out some of my... my ribbon flowers. I took out some of these. These are fabric flowers that you can buy. I took out some of these to use. And they've each got a rhinestone in the center. I love these little flowers. These are great for something you want to keep flat, which is what I want to do on these as best I can. couple of bows. This is some of my my wonderful lace that I purchased a little bit of, so I'm going to use some of that. These are so beautiful, and these came to me in Happy Mail. So I cannot tell you guys where these came from. They are amazing, and I don't know if you guys can really see the detail in these, but the tooling that's on the top of the flower makes it fluffy, but not, you know, deeply fluffy. And with the sequins and the pearls and everything, these are very, very classy and classic looking. They are gorgeous, and I absolutely love them. Again, they came to me in Happy Mail, and they came on this beautiful little strip, and this is how many of these I have, and I love them. I am so excited about those. So, and look at, I have some ribbon that matches them. We have, you could use these with, these colors with either of these. So I'm kind of excited about that because I don't get to use the peach colors and stuff that often. It seems like I'm always doing, you know, pink or purple. And this has a little spot on it there, so I'm going to cut that off. And this was Happy Mail too. I got pieces of this binding, seam binding in Happy Mail, and I believe I got these from Susie, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I can't seem to find, and I don't know if I'm looking incorrectly, but I want to find the packages of this kind of seam binding where you can get a bunch of different colors, you know, mostly like pinks and purples and peaches and, you know, nice pastel-y colors. So I need to try and look around a little harder to try and find more so that I always have this in stock. Some like cream color. I need like ivory and, you know, beiges and maybe even some browns, you know, just to have a variety of colors. So I'm going to be looking for that. If you guys know or have a link for Amazon or whatever where they sell the little packages, you know, where it comes kind of wound up and with a little paper thing over the center, and, you know, that's how these were when I got them. And I was so excited when I saw them because I had been looking for it, but not finding exactly what I was looking for. So I'm excited about that. So I've talked enough. I am going to really quick. You guys, I need strength. You know, my strength button isn't working real well right now. And I know you guys kind of know what I've been going through a little bit, and you know, I'm trying to be strong and all that kind of stuff, and I'm not taking care of the problem. And I need to stop this. I need to stop, and I need to say, okay, I don't have health insurance. That's my main issue. You know what? I think we're just going to have to go broke getting health insurance if that's what it takes, right? I mean, I feel like I'm so worried about, you know, having enough money to get by, and we'll make it work. We'll do without some other things. I mean, everybody has to do it at some point in their life, right? There's times when you just go without certain things to take care of the important things. And my problem is I don't want to go through the system. I don't want to have to go to a low-end hospital to try and get my biopsies done because I don't trust them. And this comes from a woman who worked in healthcare for 40 years. I don't trust them. I know that some of them are good, very good. I don't know about the ones around here. I don't know how good they are. I've read reviews and things, and it goes both ways. However, to walk into a hospital and say, I need biopsies, Are they going to turn me away and say, no, you need to go to this facility and do it here? I don't want that. I want to have a doctor that I trust and that I know, and that I have a good staff around that doctor that will be honest and true with me. If for some reason I find out I have cancer and I have to, you know, come to some stark realizations about my life and, you know, how much there is, that's okay with me. You guys, I'm really not afraid of that part of any of this. So don't worry about me in that way. I am not afraid. I have strong faith. I know that when my number is up, my number is up. It was going to be up then anyway, you know. So if it wasn't for one thing, it would have been for another. And I firmly believe that. There's a day that is planned, and that is my day, and that's okay. So that part, I'm not worried about, you guys. I am concerned, though, however, that I'm not doing what I could be doing right now to prevent being sick, because I don't want that either. I don't want to go through that. To top it off, I have kids, I have grandkids, and I know my daughter's worried about me, and I know she's kind of trying to gently push me to do what I need to do, and I'm just not doing it, you guys. I'm just not pushing myself to do it. A lot of that is fear of the way that I have to do it. I have lived my entire life from birth to a few years ago. I always had health insurance. Always, always. And I've always pushed other people, you've got to have health insurance. I don't have it. I haven't had health insurance for a few years now. Couldn't afford it. I don't have the ability to get it through my job, and I'm not senior enough to get Medicare. So I'm in that lower ground. Not had a lot of illnesses in my life. I'm not a sickly person. So I thought, okay, I can go the next year and a half and I'll be fine. I'm not going to get terribly sick. I'll be fine. You know, if I had to go to a doctor, I could go somewhere and go to a doctor for if I needed antibiotics or something. I have not taken antibiotics in years, by the way. But anyway, so that made me start looking at some inspirational quotes and trying to make myself wake up. And so I have a few of them that I'm going to read real quick. Hope is the only thing stronger than fear. That's the first one. The second one, which is very important to me, there are lots of angels watching over you. And I do believe that. I do believe we have guardian angels, and I do believe they watch over us and help us to make decisions and do the things that we need to do. Sometimes we don't listen to them. Here's one that might resonate with some people. I have been fighting since I was a child. I am not a survivor. I am a warrior. Let's be warriors, you guys. I would like to be remembered as a warrior. Next, inhale courage, exhale fear. Amen to that, right? That is where I am right now. And then here's one that says it's not the absence of fear, it's overcoming it. Sometimes you've got to blast through and have faith. And I sit here and I talk about my faith, and my faith is strong. And then I don't listen to myself when it comes right down to it. So keep on praying, you guys. Pray that I get some insurance and I get the strength, if I don't have insurance, to just go and do what I need to do. I've got to do it one way or the other. I've got to do it, and I need to stop waiting, because I can feel certain things coming on in my body that I don't like, and I'm having a lot of trouble eating right now. I'm having a terrible time eating, and that sort of worries me. The fact that, you know, I get hungry and I'm excited to eat and I take a few bites and suddenly my stomach hurts so bad that I get sick. You know, so that's never a good thing. Now, that's, to be fair, that doesn't mean that, you know, it's anything bad with my health or anything, because at one point in my life, 16, 17 years ago, I had gastric sleeve surgery. And since that surgery, I have had some troubles with my stomach. So that could be 100% related to that. And that's what I keep telling myself, because I have gone through points in my life where that was a problem. But if it happens to be something else, I need to know. So I'm going to get rid of this fear. I'm going to push my courage to the surface, and I'm going to do this, you guys. I can promise you that. I just have to stop putting things off. That is what I do. I procrastinate and procrastinate and procrastinate when it comes to my health. So I need to stop that. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's take this one first. He restores my soul. Isn't that beautiful? And this one has sort of the same coloring in the pages. And here's a good one. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. That's Psalm 4 and 8. That was a good page to turn to for me. Okay. All right, you guys, so let's go. I'm going to see, let's see, what do I have here? I want to see if maybe I can find one of these. There's the white ones. Maybe the white ones would be good because they don't have to try to matchy-match anything. I just want to see if maybe I can find one of these that I can use on this, because I think they're pretty. Look at, we've got daisies. We've got roses. It looks like morning glories and lots of pretty flowers. Okay, there's some roses. Those are pretty daisies. And see, these I can set right over the top of this scenery here, and it fits in no problem. I don't have to try and get around words or lettering or anything like that. Let's see. These are little roses, climbing roses, and those are very pretty. This one has the little cobblestone, and you know I do love that. I could go sort of both sides meet in the middle and just make that the bottom of this one. That looks pretty. I'm kind of liking the daisies, honestly. My eyeballs keep going to the daisies. Okay, so if I was to go maybe like that. Oh, those are not daisies. I thought they were. And then we've got our little lamp post ones too. Those are so pretty. I really like that, and I can use it without covering up the wording on this. I think that's the same. Yeah, they're the same. Okay. Let's see. These are just like little, they look like little baby's breaths. And those are very pretty. And what I could do is I could take and kind of combine those with the daisies and make sort of almost more like a bouquet looking piece, or I could use roses. Something like that. But I really, really, really think I am loving the daisies because they really pop. Look at that. So pretty. I really love the daisies. But what I do want to do is I want to see if I can find, this one's a good one. I wanted to find one that has the longer piece going up on this side. That looks pretty, right? I think that looks really pretty. Let's see. What I might have to do is maybe cut a little bit off if need be. And after this one, it'll be easier for me, you guys, because I'll kind of get it all figured out, worked out. And these are nice because they're just kind of plain little baby's breath flowers, and they're soft and lacy. You know what I'm saying? That one's very pretty. But see, doggone that too. This one is a little heavier and darker, and there I can still see the R. I don't mind the flowers going into it, I just don't want them to completely cover it. And see, even there I can see the word planner there. But I still kind of feel like I want flowers. I still want to see some flowers. And that works right there. There we go. So that's going to be that one. We're going to go with the daisies on this one. And that's going to stay there. And then this one, let's see, what do we want to do? That's pretty. That looks very pretty, actually. And that works. It doesn't cover up the letters so that you can't tell what they are. And maybe, just maybe, this in with this one. I could even kind of put them together a little bit. We could put some roses in there. Sort of like that. That looks very pretty. Okay. Let's look at really quick. I can actually use that one down there. I think I'm going to go with those instead. And those are a little brighter white, so okay. That's where we're going to go with the flowers. And we're just going to use trying to see how I can maybe overlap these a little bit and add more daisies, because I like those daisies a lot. They're very pretty. Or maybe just like that. Okay. So let me just put these all together here. They're not easy for you guys. My hands are losing it. I am in so much pain all the time in my hands that it's getting harder and harder for me to work on this little stuff. It's making it real hard for me at my job as well, because I am one, when I'm working and I'm working hard and I'm nonstop. And I don't care if I'm having pain, I'm going to work just as hard. So it's gotten really, really rough for me recently to be able to do that. I got a very nice compliment from one of the young managers the other night, because I was working hard as usual, and she said to me, she says, "Carol, I swear you are the youngest 63-year-old person I have ever known in my life." She says, "I can't believe you do more than most of us young people do in a night, in a shift. And it's just great." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." Made me feel good, kind of, you know, gave me a little boost that night. And then I got home that night, and man, was I in pain. I thought, okay, I'm killing myself trying to do this. And I worry that somehow, at some point, I'm just not going to be able to do it anymore. And that scares me. I don't want that to happen. I don't want my body to get to that place where I can't work or do the things that I want to do. And you guys, what I'm doing right now is I'm just cutting off the edges of the clear part of the sticker, just so that it's not hanging over the edge and I can push the flowers over just a little bit more. So that's why I'm doing that. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's get started. We'll start with the stickers. So I'll show you how easy they are to take apart. And just like that. Looky there. Look at how pretty it looks. And they're more of a matte finish, so they look good on these books. You can see the shine there, but the shine isn't like, you can't see it at all times, because it really is kind of almost a matte finish on these flowers. I think I'm going to put this one down first. And this one. And you guys, I'm sorry if I did too much talking there. I tend to go overboard sometimes with talking about stuff. Try not to do that, but it always gets away with me. Okay, I like that. It looks very pretty. Just kind of adds a little something to make it a little more, not fancy, but a little more interesting. And let's see, I think maybe with this one, you know, you guys, I love, love, love this lace. And I find myself wanting to use this on everything I do. So I really need to try using some other stuff. But on these planners, it just looks so pretty and airy. I love this lace too. This is like my second favorite. But when I look at that on there, I don't see the same, you know, it doesn't strike me as much as the other one does. Although once I decorate it and do all that stuff, I'm sure it will be gorgeous. So I'm going to go ahead. I have to do some different ones because not everybody is going to love the other lace as much as I do, right? It's not about me. It's about whoever gets the book. Okay, so we got to kind of hurry here because we don't want our glue to dry before we get this down. So I'm going to put everything down, and I have to kind of scoot it up a little bit. There. I'm going to take, I've got a little bit hanging over the edge here, so I'm going to nip that off, and I'll nip that off at that end. Okay, right here, I'm just going to heat up this glue a little bit. Pop that back down. Same here. There was just a couple little spots there that didn't stick. Okay, so next I want to use this. And I need to get my, and you know, people have asked me, you guys, I know I use my torches to burn the tooling and stuff that's on my laces. A lot of you have made comment to, you know, using a lighter is better because it won't burn it as bad. I gotta be honest with you guys. I've done it both ways. I don't like the lighters. The light flame lighters, don't like them. Here's why. For me, and this is just for me, when I take that flame, it doesn't get hot enough, and the flame goes like this, and it moves if there's any breeze in the room or anything. And then it moves over into whatever it is, the great part of my lace, and scorches it. I can scorch it with this too, but I do way more scorching when I use those long handled lighters or regular lighters, you guys. It just is, that's the way it works for me. I like to work fast. So this flame, for me, it's a nice straight flame. You can see that. It goes straight out. I know exactly where it's going to hit, and I know I can touch this so quickly. And I mean just barely, ever so slightly. . And it's going to just take that little tiny bit of mesh in and get it out of my way. And it's perfect. No scorching, no nothing. So you guys, I know a lot of you want me to change the way I'm doing it, but I'm not gonna. This is the way I do it, and I do it this way for a reason. And I know not all of you agree, but you go ahead and you do things the way you like to do it, because if that's what works for you, then that's what you should do. But this is what works for me, and I will continue to use my torch forever and ever. Okay, so I've got my flowers here. Oh, I need to go around this too, I forgot. I mean, see, that's how fast that flame gets a hold of those edges. And again, yes, you guys, I do scorch it sometimes. It happens to me, just like it does to you guys when you use your lighters. But it doesn't happen to me as often as if I use a regular lighter. So I choose my torches, and I love, love, love the feel of them, the way they light, the way they just, I love everything about them. I will never, never change my torch method. Okay, so I want to grab a couple of these little pretty flowers here. And this one goes good too, because it's got that beautiful orange glowing sun in the background. And if I do that, look at how pretty that looks, you guys. It's gorgeous. So I'm going to go ahead. Here's what I'm going to do. I may put a ribbon in there before I put my big flower down. And you can see on this one, on the back side, there's a couple of scorchy marks, but they're not on the front side. So I don't have to worry about that, because I do try to come in from the back end when I burn it, so that I'm not scorching the top side of it. Okay, so there's that. And let's make a bow. We could just use this. I wonder if this would be better for this particular one. No, I don't think I'm going to go with that bow. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's make a bow very quickly. And I don't want too much hanging as far as the tail of the bow. I don't want a lot. I don't want a big long tail. So I'm going to keep it short. I don't even know if I have enough of this ribbon to do bows for all of these, but I'm going to give it a shot, because all of them really need pretty much the same color ribbon. And then I need to cut a piece off to wrap around the center of the bow and tie it down. And this has become extra difficult for me because of my fingers not being able to do little stuff. It's been rough, guys. It's been rough. And I think I got it. And we're going to knot it one more time. Get that one out of the way. And the thing is I made this little piece of ribbon really little, and I don't usually make it that small when I'm wrapping it around these, but I didn't want to waste my ribbon. So there we go. We have a pretty little bow. And I think we'll put that like maybe right about there. Okay, have to say thank you to my friend Sherry. She just purchased a pen from me, and that sound you just heard was her sending me a message. So I want to say thank you to Sherry. She bought the green pen that Jeff made recently that I showed you guys in my last video. It's so pretty, you guys. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. I want to get this so that we can see some of this lace and this, and I still want to put some of these flowers in there, so I'm trying to do this in a way that you can get a little bit of everything in there. Okay. So maybe what I need to do, I mean, it's going to cover some of that white lace up. There's just no doubt about it. I'm just going to go ahead, pop this down first. And then I'll pop this in there. And then let's see how we want these to go in. I think I'm going to use one of these for the center of the bow as well. Yes. So let's go ahead and glue that down. I love these little ribbon flowers that you buy, you know, by the bagfuls. I think they're so pretty. I'm just going to go just with a little dollop of glue there on the back of that. I don't want a bunch of glue oozing out. So you go there, you go there, and you go there. And I think that looks very beautiful, you guys. Isn't that gorgeous? Yes, it is. I love it. looks kind of pretty with that little flower up in the corner. Just like that. I'm going to leave it just with the one little flower. So there we go. There's that one. Done. Okay. I changed my mind. I want to do something different on one of these two. But the next one we're going to do is this one. But I'm going to open up these flowers here and I'll be right back. Okay, so next we're going to do this one. And we are going to use this lace. So let's go ahead and cut our piece of lace off now. This one's going to go much quicker than the last one did, so just an FYI. You're not going to have to sit through another hour of my talking. I just am taking off some of the little pieces of fuzz here. I'd rather cut them off than burn them off if I can. Okay, so here what I need to do is cut there. And I don't necessarily want that whole rose at the end. I want the scallop is what I want. And we're going to have the bigger scallop at this end, but that's okay. As long as it's attached to that last rose, but the rose doesn't have to be apparent that it's missing. Got those flowers too. Those are some. Oh, you know what? These decals are not going to be good for these paperback books. I'm going to say that right now. Don't try it, you guys, because you will tear the bits around that stick down will tear the paper on the book. So don't use those. I almost did it, and then I realized, no, I can't use that. Okay. But I have my two rolls. I've got some peach colored flowers, which is for that one, and I've got white ones for this one. So let's go ahead and glue down. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and glue down my lace first. And I'll work the flowers sort of around that. And you can see this is the one where the wording, the text goes over where the front of the book kind of opens right there. There's the two. It goes right over that line. I don't like that. I wish it didn't do that, but it does. So I'm just going to go ahead and live with it. Cut the tip of that off. Cut the tip of that off. And I want to drop a little more glue right there. And right here. And let's see. See, it's really not good to just go down the whole line with your glue immediately because the book is actually cool to the touch, and it makes that hot glue just harden up too quick. Not sure if I'm going to use this or not. Okay, trying to get this video done before Jeff comes home so that I can have a nice quiet video without any interruptions. So let's give it a shot here. And I definitely want this rose. So this is how easy these come off of here. Look at that. See? And let's see, where do I want this? Do I want it down at the bottom or up at the top? I kind of like it for right here. Just like that. And then that's pretty. That's kind of got some other colors in it. I like that. But I'm wondering if I put that there. I have the little tip of it that's kind of hanging over, so I'm going to nip that off. Just the little plastic piece. And then maybe, let's see, and that's another colorful one. I want two of them down there just to kind of mesh together, and whoopsies. Well, I may have to go on to the next one. I sort of tore this one through there, so I don't want to use that. But this one is just as pretty. And we're going to go... I just need to decide which direction I want this to go in. We'll go just like that. Uh-oh. It had to go over the top of the lace, so let's put a little warming of that glue and just stick that back down. There we go. And then maybe we'll just use this one just to kind of come off from the big one here. Just like that. And then nip off the plastic. And nip off that piece. And there we go. Okay. So let me just roll that back up and get it out of my way. Put it back in the box. Okay. I'd like to use a piece of this pearl trim because it goes nicely with this one. And I think what I want to do, let's see, how could I do this? Yeah, I think we just got a package delivered, so I may need to break for a second and go get that. We got too many homeless people around, and now they're sort of filtering into the neighborhoods a bit, and we had to chase a guy off recently. And I'll tell you what, while I understand you have to, you can't be mean to these people. They're living hardships like we can't even imagine. The problem is that the majority of them are drug addicts, And if you're too nice to them, they will come back again and again and again. So you can't just give them stuff. Now, when I'm out on the streets, I will give them stuff. I will help them. But when they show up on my doorstep, I just can't do it because it's dangerous. Okay, so now, do we want to, I don't even think we're going to add this one to it. See, I'm having to cover stuff up. Don't like doing that. Maybe we just take and put a couple of these little flowers down. Like that. That looks pretty. But even if I put the bow, let's go ahead and make a bow. Get that centered, and I think okay, where's the, I think I got it on there right. I mean, the good thing about these bows is because it's crunched up ribbon, it's not a perfect bow in the sense of perfectness, really. I'm going to try and make this go sort of in a different direction like that. And that way I'm not covering up all of that. So let's put a bit of glue and set it on top of those little pearls there. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to use, let's see, that is pretty pink. Those two are not terribly pink. This one kind of goes pretty good. And that one works as well, but I think this one really goes the best for the center of that. So that is what we are going to use for the center of our bow. And there we have our little pearls popping out, just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. And nope, don't want that in there. Maybe just to put a couple of those on the top and bottom corners. I think that looks cute. Okay, let's just go for it. 1 and 2 and 1 and I like this one. too. Okay, so there we go. We have another simple little daily planner book ready to go. This one, let's see, I think we're going to use this again. I just love this lace. I'm sorry, you guys. I can't help myself. And this time we're going to do it the right way. Put a little bit of glue down. I was really hoping to do 2 videos today, but this one's taking a little bit longer than I planned. If you guys have noticed, I've made some shorter videos recently, but I gotta be honest with you. Try not to make them too short, because if I do, then I'm not able to make as much off of that video. And right now I'm trying to also, you know, make enough to survive through this nightmare that I'm living right now. So that looks pretty right there, just like that. Maybe I don't even need a bow on this one. I don't know. But I definitely want that to go sort of that direction. And then there we go. I just love these flowers, you guys. I wish I knew where they came from, but I don't. What I could do is just put a bow like either in the upper corner or in the lower corner. Let's go ahead and make it and we'll see. Or maybe this one doesn't need a bow at all. We'll see. And these are just double bows that I'm making, you guys. They're not triples. These scissors are not sharp whatsoever. Okay, let's see if I can do one more. There we go. And it looks kind of pretty up in that corner. It could go right there. That's actually a really good spot for it. And then pop one of those in there. I think that looks really nice. That's where it's going. I like it. Try and get the right spot to the top here. And this way I'm not covering up my flowers, I'm not covering up all my lace there. Yet I'm adding that pretty bow because I love bows, you guys. I just love bows. And do you see how easy that was? There we go. This one is done. Woohoo! So, that's it for these, you guys. I'm going to pull them all out so you can have a look-see and see how great they turned out. Let's put these inside this bag. And I didn't even use any of my little tiny flowers. I just danced all around them, didn't I? Or did I use them on my first one? Yeah, I did. I did on the first one. Oh well, I will use them on something else. Definitely going to use them on that heart that I'm in the middle of. I did another heart, you guys, just to show you really quick. I wanted to do one with foil in the back. And I mean, definitely the foil does not come off. So I just crinkled it up in the back and then cured the resin. And that's what foil looks like in those hearts. I didn't get a piece down here at the bottom. Actually, I pulled it out. But that's probably going to get, it's not probably, it is going to get covered up with something anyway, so that's not going to matter. But that is if I even do anything with this. I'm not super thrilled with the foil look. It really doesn't do much for me. And then this is just a regular crackle saran wrap. I'm going to try it with regular plastic because a friend of mine said, Robin said that's what she did, and it didn't stick like plastic from packaging, this kind of plastic. So I'm going to give that a shot next and see what happens there. So I'm anxious to kind of see if that works better than the saran wrap, because the saran wrap definitely wants to stick in there. It does not want to come out, and I don't get it because the first time I did it, it worked perfectly. And now it does not. So I can't get it to work right at all. So anyway, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So those are our planner books. I will get some of these into my Etsy shop. One of them is going to stay home with me because I need a planner for 2026 and I need to start filling it in. So I do have to keep one for myself. But the other ones will go in my shop, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it wasn't too long for you and I didn't talk too much. Prayers, 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 you guys. I love your prayers. They help me immensely. I believe in the power of prayer, so I appreciate all of your prayers. Please give this video a thumbs up and a comment down below. The comments and the thumbs ups really, really help me. And I had a really great Saturday this last week. I did really great on my video Saturday. And I don't know why or how, but I did. You know, the income from it was a little bit better than usual, and so I don't know if that's because people are watching the ads or what, but I thank you guys for helping me with that. If I could have days like that every day, I would quit my real job and just make videos every day and I'd be fine. But I know that's not going to happen, so maybe it was just a fluke. But anyway, I was thankful. I'm thankful for each and every one of you. And I am blessed beyond words, blessed that you're all here and that I've made so many wonderful friends. You know, a lot of you guys know we are friends. And I didn't know you before I had this channel. But some of the friends I have made here are the best friends I've ever had. So I just want to say God bless each and every one of you, and thank you so much for your comments. Thank you for your messages on Messenger. I welcome you to send me messages through Messenger if you have questions or you need help with something. I'm here to answer your questions, you guys. Right now it's not so overloaded that I can't answer your questions. So and you know, I'm always game for making new friends and meeting new people, and I like all kinds. I don't discriminate. I love all of you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being my friends. Thank you for watching, and thank you for helping me to make the extra income that I need to take care of what I got to take care of. So thanks a lot, you guys. Be safe, be well, be kind. Stay tuned for the next video. Love your family. Hug them, squeeze them, kiss them, tell them you love them all the time. And again, God bless each and every one of you. I love you guys. Bye-bye. Stay tuned for pictures. Bye-bye.